Making medicine history, the development of COVID-19 vaccine.
In December 2019, a novel coronavirus now named as SARS-CoV-2 caused a series of acute atypical respiratory disease in Wuhan, China. The disease caused by this virus was termed COVID-19, and it is transmittable between humans and has caused pandemic worldwide. Now, I am with the scientists to give more exposure about this virus. Can you briefly tell us about this virus?
To begin with, the COVID-19 disease has been a global pandemic and it already impacts our daily lifestyle and quality. COVID-19 is largely spread via droplets in the air and is a respiratory illness. These droplets are typically expelled when an infected person coughs or sneezes. Apart from that, the virus could enter a person if their hands had touched the contaminated surfaces and then rubbing their eyes and nose right after.
Closed spaces with poor ventilation, or through prolonged contact with an infected person. This is because, as a person infected with the COVID-19 virus breathes, talks, coughs, or sneezes, liquid particles of various sizes are expelled into the air. Larger particles are called droplets. Smaller particles are called aerosols. You can contract the virus if infected particles come into contact with your eyes, nose, or mouth.
Ever since the first report of coronavirus disease at Wuhan, China, in December 2019, it has affected over 200 countries and territories around the world, with 2 million cases and more than 120,000 deaths as on 21 April 2020. In this baffling battle, science and technology is playing a vital role.
Wow, the COVID-19 pandemic has led to a widespread use of technology. Can you tell me more?
Basically, immunopathogenesis is a term used in biology and pathology to describe the pathogenesis of a disease relating to the immune system. It has been shown that SARS-CoV-2 disrupts normal immune response, leading to an impaired immune system and uncontrolled inflammatory response in severe and critical patients with COVID-19. These patients exhibit lymphopenia, lymphocyte activation and dysfunction, granulocyte and monocyte abnormalities, high cytokine level, and increase in immunoglobulin G, and total antibodies.
Wow, that's a lot of information. How can we become immune to COVID-19?
When you get a vaccine, your immune system releases antibodies because it mimics what happens in the body when it is attacked by a germ. Most vaccines contain killed or weakened germs, so when you get them, the body triggers the immune system to fight against the disease. The body will memorize how to combat these germs, so in the future, if the body gets in contact with a very similar but live and strong germ through a real infection, the immune system will remember how to quickly destroy it before we become unwell.
I would like to tell you how we as the scientists developed the COVID-19 vaccine. I will take Pfizer as an example. Pfizer was founded in 1849 by Charles Pfizer and Charles F. Earhart. The Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine was developed collaboratively by Pfizer and BioNTech. The process involved these main steps. First, identification of antigen. Scientists identified the spike protein of the SARS-CoV-2 virus as the target. This protein is crucial for the virus to enter human cells. Second, mRNA technology. The vaccine used mRNA technology, introducing a small piece of genetic material that tells cells to produce a modified spike protein. This prompts the immune system to produce antibodies. Third, preclinical testing. Before testing in humans, the vaccine underwent safety and efficacy assessments in laboratory animals during preclinical studies. Next, clinical trials. The vaccine was tested in human volunteers through clinical trials to evaluate its safety and effectiveness. Fifth, Regulatory approval. After successful trials, researchers submitted their findings to regulatory agencies like the US FDA and EMA for review. These agencies ensured the vaccine safety, efficacy, and quality. Next, Emergency Use Authorization (EUA). Due to the urgent need for a COVID-19 vaccine, regulatory agencies granted an EUA for the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine. This allowed distribution while further data collection continued. Lastly, mass production and distribution. Once authorized, mass production of the vaccine started and efforts were made to distribute it widely to the public.
What is the challenges that you have encountered as a scientist?
First of all, we need to authorize safe and effective vaccine efficiently. There were disagreements early on with the US and the EU, criticizing the UK for quickly approving the Pfizer and BioNTech vaccine. But it turned out the FDA and EMA did the same. Some countries even approved vaccine without final stage trial data. In simple terms, experts want more agreement globally and clearer road to enhance efficiency and trust in vaccine approval. Therefore, we can say that different countries have different ways of approving vaccine, and there's a call for more agreement to make the process smoother and the trust in the regulatory system. Next, we need to ensure there is antibody-dependent enhancement (ADE). To make sure a vaccine is effective, we need also to consider something called ADE. This means that the virus can stick more easily to its target cells, possibly causing a dangerous immune response if a vaccinated person gets infected later. Factors like the type of vaccine, the number of doses, when they are given, and age can affect the risk of ADE. In animal studies, this enhancement was seen with vaccine for a similar virus, SARS-CoV, which causes severe respiratory issues. Lastly, we need to monitor the effectiveness during and after vaccine. To make sure vaccine work well, government needs to keep a close eye on how effective they are and if there are any problems such as side effects. Being open and working together is crucial for success. Some countries have started monitoring COVID-19 vaccine, but it would be better if there were global rules, maybe set by an organization like WHO, to standardize how we check vaccine safety and effectiveness everywhere.
A mask is required to be worn for the patients and care providers while they are in contact or in the same room with patients. Wash hands frequently with soap and water or use hand sanitizer each 15 to 20 minutes. Social and physical distancing avoids warming places and delay or cancel the unnecessary trips. Thus, try to practice cough hygiene via coughing in sleeves or tissues instead of hands.
Now, we have reached at the end of the interview session. In conclusion, vaccination is the most effective treatment for now as it may decrease the amount of severe illness or death from COVID-19. Therefore, it is important to develop strategies to the public to take the COVID-19 vaccine. The vaccine that have been verified as safe to use that could fight against COVID-19 are extraordinary developments. However, it's only one of the mechanisms to combat COVID-19. A vaccine is not the only way to against COVID-19. That's why they urge us to keep the social distancing and keep wearing a mask. It is everyone's initiative to prevent this COVID-19 from spreading, not just waiting from WHO to make everyone safe. Thank you for our scientists that involved during our discussions and to all scientists all over the world to help identify and combat this deadly virus. Thank you to the audience for lending your ears.